President. Wise man. When you roll, I remember. When you roll, I remember. Take it back. Take it back. When you roll, take it back. Revolution. Revolution. When you roll, I remember. When you roll, I remember. Sowore, you dey amaka. When you roll, I remember. Roll, I remember. When you roll, I remember. Sowore, you dey amaka. When you roll, I remember. When you dance, I remember. When you dance, I remember. Leopa, you dey amaka. When Sowore is a man. 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 AAC, take it back. Action. Revolution. Thank you very much. We welcome the presence of our party leader, Omoyele Sowore. Please can we be seated? Thank you very much. Welcome, President. Yeah, the euphoria of having a great mind is always phenomenal. Finally, let me go back to what I was saying. And as I was saying, human resource management became our strength. We try to identify strengths and weaknesses of individuals. We try to deploy them to areas we felt or we believed they were going to perform according to their capacities. And of course, there has to be an inspiration and a motivation behind things. See, Nigerian youths have heard a lot of things about being a better country, taking us to the next level, but many people don't really believe it. They're always skeptical about every new thing that comes up. So we have to start showing them what made us believe what we are doing. And we believe what we're doing because we've seen this young man, we've looked at his life, we've done a small investigation and realized that if we can replicate this character in amongst a majority of our youth population, then of course we'll have what we want. That's the new Nigeria. And we started having video sessions, street to street. We go here, carry phone, carry small speaker, show you if you belong to the class that don't understand plenty English, you find a video that suits you, you get the message. If you like to argue plenty, you are a skeptical person, you find sophisticated video of Sowore put for you. If you be agboro with it and nothing of this English appeals to you, we find some of those street experience of Sowore, show you too. So we had messages for everybody. And we were going around and people were mocking at us. But you know what? Even the mockers are gradually becoming our supporters. Because they saw that we refused to die down. We were growing. We were not spending money. By volunteers, we were growing. And we realized that if we are politically relevant, not just politically, if we are relevant to the society, it's easy for us to talk about what we believe in and get more people to join us. And that was how we continued. Finally, eventually we had our town hall meeting. which before the town hall meeting gave us an opportunity to advertise our movement all around. The town hall meeting, we didn't just want to get crowd and we shout, sure, easy, take it back, take it. We wanted a crowd of critics if possible. People who will come and sit and wonder and ascertain for themselves if this is the cause they want to join. People from different walks of life were there. All those people we paid advocacy to that looked like a waste of time, they were in our town hall meeting. NUJ, NLC, Sariki House, Saman Makodi, Khan, Benin Motorcycle Association, all of them were there. And when they saw for themselves, some of them joined us. We continued with activities. I realized in this movement and struggle, there has to be activities. Even if there's nothing to do, even if there's no money, even if there's no resource, we can just use our data and make a short video and ginger people and share it. Something is happening. And that was how we continued until eventually we had our rally. Our rally was massive for those who watched it, considering meager funds available. We had a lot of people who were supporting Sowore from their hearts. Even in the community where people say we shouldn't go, it's Buhari's community. We stayed there. In fact, the community members blocked the major road. It was on the major road. We said, no, let's move. Road safety couldn't even talk. They said, road safety take one side. Now this road, we will do this rally. And that was how it happened. And after the elections, of course, we did not win the election. And most people felt like every other smaller party would die down. But you see, I kept saying, one take it backer is equivalent to 70 paid supporters. I've done several protests, even though not under AAC. But those days when we protest, we see that those who are paid, once afternoon they reach sun, they knock them, you never pay them money, before they don't start. Before you know, they will throw your placard, go. They will even fight you for them. But those who protest from their hearts, because they are touched, the problem has touched them, the concern has touched them, they want to see a result. Under rain, under sun, they did it. And that was how we continued. That passion drove us on. But more interestingly, it's the post-election activities that we've been having that's been yielding a lot of results. You see, when you make yourself available and you believe in a cause, how the resources come, you even really don't explain. It naturally comes, even though not as much as you want, but at least to sustain the life of what you believe in. And the first post-election activity we had, even though before the election we visited an IDP camp, 3,037 people on the field. Those who go to Makodi know where I'm talking. If you are living downtown, by the left, you see tents. Now they are bigger tents. Then it used to be tents made of mosquito nets, wrapper, palm fronts. 337 people on the field, PDP and APC flags hanging everywhere on the road where these politicians pass to and fro to Abuja. Nobody sent them. So we went there, and what we wanted to give them was an opportunity to tell the world what they had been passing through, what they expect as intervention from the government. But of course, in Benue State, because of poverty, you don't just go and say, I want to help you by giving you information. Let me put you on Facebook, like, tell the world. The person will look you, what you bring for themselves. So we had to mobilize ourselves, and people donated household materials, relief materials, clothes, whatever you just name it, even from America. Take backers donated those clothes. We took them there, our volunteers who were barbers, they were there to even barb, cut the hair of children free of charge. Those who could plait hair were there to plait hair. Those who brought their sewing machines to mend clothes. The NGO people were teaching them sanitation, hygiene. The football, they go on. DJ, they play music. It was a serious activity. And guess what? We did not mention AAC there because as at that time, the governor and other political strength around has warned that people should not do political campaigns in the IDP camp. So because we couldn't mention it, we were mentioning Take It Back. And for your information, in Benue State, when we come to TIV land, we don't even just say, we have translated it into TIV. So Take It Back is Ngoho. The response is Ekwa. So when we go there, immediately they say, Ngoho, people don't come. But when we finish that activity, they spoke on our Facebook Live coverage, give them the relief materials, give them the information to know that you are here because of bad governance. And you can live here and be better if a better government were in place. We told them all those things. And when we were about leaving, they said, hey, they blocked our bus. When I get party, now don't tell us when I get party. Now they call it go home, go home. We hear like, what's the name of that party? A party that can stay with us from morning to evening, do all these things for us free, don't even call their party name. And that party we want. And that was how we got a lot of people from that camp who were even voluntary agents during the election. Even though eventually they were disenfranchised, they refused them from voting. But what we did there made a mark. In fact, someone from Italy, a Take It Back from Italy, donated 10,000 for a woman who gave birth to triplets there. And when we went back to give that money, they were saying, hey, somebody did send money and nobody know about this money, and you still get the conscience to bring this money, come his camp, come give this woman. We got more supporters and volunteers. And recently, we just finished I would say finish. We just ran one exercise there, an outreach, medical outreach, supported by Take It Back movement. And you might be wondering, say, Benue State, because they give that too much attention. If they give my state that kind of attention, me man will do well. If you create attention by what you do that is relevant, people who want to give you attention will literally give you the attention. And we went there, amazingly. After our last program there, where we let the world know what they were passing through, an NGO came and built tents for them, Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. They built tents for them, over 500 units of tents are there, better tents than that Rapari they sleep under. They gave them this 15,000 litre valve of water, reservoir that they come there to fill. So when you look at them, life seems to have improved, but there's something very critical. They lack healthcare services there. You see people sick. There was a girl that was wheeled on a barrow to where we were. She had a sore on her vagina that she had never taken, not even Panadol for. Till she degenerated to the stage where they put her inside the barrow, they push her. No drug. They carry native herbs, puts around. So when we went there, even the doctor it was a teleconference, telemedicine. It was like teleconference, using video calls to link the doctor who was not even in Nigeria to the patients in that community. When is the in some cases? You said 2 hours initially, it became 4 hours. You couldn't stop because you saw that they were seeing Nigerian people, they suffer like this. These things happen. And the more we go into political advocacy, sensitizing our people about the country, giving them humanitarian services, the more we do all these things, we become relevant. And I tell you that if we continue at this, the results of Benue will be small compared to what we will have nationally. At another IDP camp in Bajimba, Guma local government, Take It Back was able to sponsor, register 16 girls from the IDP camp there for NECO examinations. And they were very, very happy, the community. So it's easy for us to set up our structures in all these communities. Now we have volunteers who are coordinators, we have people who want to give their services to them. Why am I sharing this? I'm just trying to tell us that big things start small. From nothing, something can be made if there's a sincere intent. And I believe we are gathered here today not because of money. If it were for money, the crowd would have been more. Cars would be outside, political beggars would be outside. But we are here from different parts of Nigeria, even outside Nigeria, because of what we believe in and what we want to see happen. So I just want to encourage all of us. What I've said to us can be replicated in more states. I even believe more states are doing. I see what's happening in Lagos. I see what's happening in a lot of our states where activities happen. I'm even wondering how they pull those activities out. We can do more. We can do better. Yes, we have challenges. That's why we are here. So that we can synergize strengths, talk of how to move better, settle issues, and be a better movement and a party, most importantly to rescue Nigeria. I believe we can do that. I want to charge all of us here, whether you're in Abuja, you're in Gombe, you're in Kaduna, you're in anywhere, don't just take AAC as one nominal party. Now you're the follower. If you walk, we don't say you walk. If you don't walk, make the one side. No, it will work when we make it work. It will fail if we abandon it. And even if we abandon it, it will not fail because those who will make it work will come on board. I just charge all of us to be taking backers to the core and ensure that Nigeria is liberated. AAC! AAC! Take it back! Thank you very much. So I want to hand over the mic to our legal advisor. Unfortunately, I've been finding it difficult to really pronounce his name. Nebenon, am I correct? Well, I know thank you very much, sir.
A comrade just committed murder. He has murdered my name. And you know what the punishment for murder is? AAC, take it back. AAC, take it back. Action. No going back. Like I did promise, this August gathering, this meeting of comrades will be very, very brief. Before we start officially, I would just like to open the floor to our comrades, maybe for 2, 3, 4 people who have questions regarding what we heard, the court cases we heard about, and the outcome, and the effect it may have on us. Any clarification you want, without being too confident, I can tell you authoritatively that I'm going to give a satisfactory answer. So please, if you have any question you would want to be clarified about the legal process, including the legality of this gathering, please, this is an opportunity. Feel free We are intellectuals, we accommodate our case. Ask those questions, I will answer them. Once we are done with that, we'll start. Thank you. I think we have the second mic.
Good afternoon, everybody, all members of AAC. My question goes this way.
Yes, sir.
I know that it has not been easy to pursue any court case.
Yes.
And let me use this opportunity to commend your effort and the effort of those who have been part of those who supported the cause in the court. And having said that, I don't know whether there are specific roles played by other executive members, because I learned some of the executive members are not in Nigeria. So what has been their contribution, financially, morally, or otherwise, towards the effort people have been putting in place in court to reach where you are at the moment, even though I don't really know where you are, but I know you have reached somewhere. So my worry and my concern is basically on some of the positions of those who are holding it and they are not residing in Nigeria. I think they are contributing to drawing us backward in whatever effort we're putting everywhere. Please, I need answer. Thank you.
AAC, back.
AAC,
back. Or maybe should I take them all at once?
Yeah. 5, 2, 3,
Okay.
5, 3, 4.
This they might.
AAC,
please, I will be having a different view to what the National Legal Advisor is suggesting. I'm Alex Adeni, State Chairman of the state. It would be better, sir, if you give us a full briefing of what has been going on, other than starting from the back. It is what you say that we respond to. Thank you.
is that the view of the House?
Yes.
AAC, you see why I love this party, and that view stands.
Let me try to summarize as much as possible. And I'm saying this as someone who subscribed oath as a legal practitioner at the International Conference Center in the presence of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So I'm saying that with all sense of responsibility. I'm also saying whatever I say now, it is also as a Nigerian whose career and reputation as a lawyer thrives on reputation and integrity. Let me start by saying to us that some persons, I may not disclose names and be very specific, but if you follow my conversation, you will understand where I'm coming from. We are aware of the situation in Rivers State, where it was reported that the AAC went into alliance coalition with the APC. As a member of the NWC of the party, myself, and I can speak for the other members of the NWC, also read that report in the media like every one of us. None of us were consulted, nobody was carried along, but that decision was taken. But then the party was in a situation of determining what response should be put. I'm starting from there because the suggestion of our comrade and everything that has happened so far flows directly from that. By the time I am done, you will understand. Now, the AAC is basically a victim of a proxy war in Rivers State. In one bridge between the Wike faction, the PDP, and of course the APC. As a party, we have taken a principled decision not to get involved because we believe that the ideology of this party, AAC, is distinct and revolutionary. So, when the tribunal was constituted, people started calling me up and down. They needed me to assist the governor of Rivers State to frustrate the petition by our candidate against the governorship petition filed by our candidate in Rivers State against the election of Wike. I'm saying this publicly for the first time. People kept calling me, including people who were my colleagues in the university that I know are close to the government. Like I said, because of the delicate nature of the issue, please excuse me from being too specific. I believe we all understand what I'm saying. But I am one person who had vowed never to join a political party in my life. I don't want to talk more about myself, but for those who know me very well here, leave national aside, at the level of my state, some of us have been able to, make a mark one way or the other. Despite pressure, we have always refused to join a political party. We continue to fight for what we believe, purely from the basis of ideology and principle. Now, when I took the decision to join AAC, it was because the people who founded the party, namely Sowore and us here, I believed AAC was a revolutionary party, and I still stand by that view. So when I started receiving these calls to get involved in the tribunal, it didn't make sense to me. And I said, even if I didn't have integrity, I cannot betray the party. I cannot take the position that tomorrow it will be held against me. So I rejected the offers. If I had accepted to use my position as the national legal advisor to advance that invitation to support the offer that we made, I would have probably built a house by now. I will be driving in the best SUV by now. Because for those who are conversant with the region that I come from, the Niger Delta, money flows. And many of the governors hardly know what to do with it. But I stood on a principled ground and said no, I was not going to be part of it. Now, they had to resort to a plan B to look for somebody that can use the machinery of the party to frustrate the petition against Governor Nyesom Wike. That is why, if you have followed the proceedings at the tribunal, please, I hope you understand why I started from Rivers. Because all the court issues I'm going to explain flows from this. And when I sit down, you will see the truth of this matter. You know what happened? I received a call in my office in Lagos. People were calling me to say, tune to AIT, tune to channels. There's a live broadcast. AAC is having a meeting. I said, well, I'm not the most important person in the party. But by virtue of my position, if the party is having such a meeting, I should be aware. And Sowore said he was not aware. I reached out to them, nobody seems to have been aware. Even our comrade, Abuja, I don't know if he's here, the Cultivar State Chairman, he was one of those who called me. I said, I'm not aware. So I later read that some people made, that was on the 13th of May, and claimed that the neck of the party had met, suspended Sowore for 6 months, suspended the Deputy National Chairman, Mark Confabili, for 6 months, appointed Leonard as the acting national chairman. I said, this is the way things are done. This was on the 13th of May. I said, okay, we'll see how it goes. We all thought it was a national comedy. But I did not underrate that. You know why? Because of the calls I had received to do some things. So when I saw that AAC is so rich to have so much money to bring national television and do live broadcast, I said, this is millions of naira. Who would have funded this? I never knew the party I belonged to had so much money. And yet all the legal matters of the party that have been running around, we have been struggling, squeezing ourselves to fund it. I said, where did this money come from? So, I thought that, okay, for whatever it is we will hear. Until 17th of May, a reporter with the Inspiration FM called me from Lagos that I understand you are the national legal advisor of the party. I would like you to respond to the injunction, to the order of the court made removing the or restraining Sowore and so on from being the chairman of the party. AAC is in court. I'm not aware. Nobody told me, and I'm supposed to represent the party in all legal proceedings by the constitution of the party. Why should I be hearing that a party I belong to, that I've registered as a member, is in court, and I'm not aware? I've not seen any process. So all these things sound very stupid to me. But I know as the lawyer that there are things I cannot do. I'm not saying others cannot do it. Well, I told the journalist it was fake news, and he kept on lashing me that how can you say it's fake news? Something that he even mentioned the name of the judge. I told him until I see the order, I will not believe it. Because we do not want to take things for granted. Immediately, I ran to Abuja, filed an application for certified true copies of the order of the court, the order of Honorable Justice Iyanko. Also applied for the CTC of all the processes filed in the case. Guess what? We were refused. Every document filed in court is a public document that any Nigerian has the right to access. But my application was turned down. Why? They said, oh, we did not indicate which of the party, whether it was the defendants or the plaintiff that I was represented. But I had clearly said I was applying on behalf of an interested party. And even if I didn't say that, as a Nigerian, and because what I needed was a public document, I had the right to get it. But I don't have any grievance against that administrative decision that may have been taken by the registry of the courts. The judge may not have known about it. But I just want it to be on record that our first attempts to even have access to the court documents, we didn't get it. Subsequently, we were told that there was an order for substituted service. Substituted service in law is service other than personal service. Normally, the law says before you serve originating summons, if I want to serve a comrade with a writ of summons in court, the law requires that I have to approach him and say, comrade, take. I am taking you to court. That is personal service. Now, it is possible that you want to serve somebody. Please, try to listen to everything, because everything I'm saying will reveal the shenanigans about this court case. Now, they got an order for substituted service. They just said it should be advertised in 2 national dailies, including Vanguard. Guess what? It was advertised in 3. The court said 2. So they even add a bonus. For those who are familiar with media adverts, you know what it costs to have a full-page advert in a national newspaper. 3 national newspapers, these court processes were advertised running into several pages. Please, if you are in the media, you know that is millions of naira. Again, I said, how can AAC be this rich? And the office of the National Legal Advisor is being starved of funds. That this party has so much money. So guess what? The court also made an order limiting the time within which Sowore and Malcolm, who were the defendants, were to respond to the suit. Normally, by law, we should have been entitled to the minimum of 18 days. We were given 14 days. Within 7 days, I was able to file a strong response for the party and file. I was able to file an affidavit of 65 paragraphs with a written address raising 5 issues. I was able to file a motion to set aside the order of interim injunction. I was able to also file a response to their motion for interrogatory injunction. I did all this within 7 days. I did not sleep. So we succeeded in filing. We went to court, and the matter was adjourned for hearing. Meanwhile, note, it was on the 13th of May. For anybody here, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, whatever you believe in or an atheist, but for anybody that has reputation, and I challenge you to prove me wrong, go online. The only record anywhere that any group group of persons met in the name of AAC that learned that the one was involved was on the 13th of May. But if you look at the court process that has been filed, Leonard never said AAC had a meeting on the 13th of May. He was talking about 27th of March. That nobody, please, if you were in any meeting on the 27th of March here, please stand up, let me see you, and I'll walk out of this place. On the 27th of March 2019, this year. So nobody heard about such meeting. But somebody came to court with a document claiming that the neck of the party met on the 27th of March. Meanwhile, it was on the 13th that this kangaroo announcement was made on national TV. You know why that happened? Because they had to manipulate the documents to tally with the timeline that they needed to achieve their purpose. So while Nigerians were deceived, while journalists who covered the events were deceived, that Sowore was suspended, purportedly suspended on the 13th of May. Leonard went to court claiming Sowore was suspended on the 27th of March. That is his case. Now, what happened? Sowore traveled out of Nigeria on the 12th of May. The lawsuit was filed on the 14th of May, the one at the Federal High Court. What could he have done? I said, okay, as a lawyer, nobody is an island, but I like to be thorough in whatever I do. I told Sowore, you must give me the information page of the international passport before I can go to court on your behalf. If you don't give me, I'm not going. It's as if I had a premonition. It's as if I saw what was to come. Like the Christians will say, flesh and blood did not reveal it to me. So I got the international passport document. I exhibited it. Joshua Adoye, our Deputy National Secretary, had to be the deponent to file the counter affidavit on behalf of Sowore and Marco. In law, I was in university for 5 years. I read my books. I never failed a single law course. I went to law school and was still called to bar. All the law books I have read, all the precedents I have seen, all the decided cases that I have come across as a lawyer, I have never heard anywhere in my life that only a person that is sued in a suit in proceedings commenced by originating summons must depose to a counter affidavit in his defense. That is why when Buhari was sued, in all the cases people filed against Buhari, it is people that depose to affidavit on behalf of Buhari. That is why when Justice Tanko, the CJN, was sued, interestingly that judgment of Justice Tanko was delivered the same day with the judgment in AAC. The counter affidavit of my lord was deposed on his behalf. Because this is a common thing. Anybody can depose to an affidavit on behalf of another. All you need to say is that you have the consent of so and so to depose to it. The law does not require you to explain why that person is absent. I just did that, what we call ex abundante cautela, out of abundance of caution. So we even gave a reason why he could not personally depose to the affidavit. It's counter affidavit. But guess what? My lord said, and I respect my lord's decision, but I disagree with it. My lord said the defendant did not take their case seriously. The case was uncontested. That the reason given for their absence was not cogent. I said, okay, leave our case. Leave Sowore's case. What was Leonard's case? And for those who are here after now, please reach me. I can give my number. Call me on WhatsApp. I will send all the court documents to you. If I say anything here that is not there, please come out publicly and say it. If you look at the defense that we filed, we completely discredited the shenanigans they claimed. All the documents we showed to the court, the documents were forged. Designation that does not exist in AAC purportedly signed the document. We even brought documentary proof of someone who had resigned from the AAC, whose name also purportedly appeared on the documents. We also showed the court that even by his own calculation of people who are members of NAIC, it was statistically and mathematically impossible for that meeting to have held. We also showed the court of duplication of names. One person was signed twice. Somebody claims to be chairman of the state in one place, signed in another place in the same document as Deputy National Secretary of the party. So I was able to expose this fraud, and I even drew a tabula explaining them one by one. Look at another fraud. Under our constitution, you cannot have more than 6 representatives per zone at the neck of the party. Every zone is entitled to 6. And if I have to refer us to the constitution, I will refer us. Guess what? About 18 people signed from Nasarawa State alone. In the document you that brought to court. I said, if Nasarawa has 18 people in the neck of the party, that is not neck again. Southeast zone purportedly had over 15 names. I said, what type of document is this? Even me, someone signed to be the national legal advisor. Yes, in my name. I said, So the fiction, the fraud was so apparent that, let me shock you. Now, the resolution he claimed that Sowore was suspended, if you read it, I wish I knew I would have come with those documents. If you read the resolution, but like I said, they are online, I can send it to us. It is a resolution passed at the 2nd and 3rd NEC meeting of the African National Congress. The same donor swore in his further affidavit after we had filed a defense that there had only been one NEC meeting. This was, in fact, there had only been one NEC meeting which he held. But the resolution is that resolution of 2nd and 3rd NEC meeting. That is not the end. This resolution that was passed on the 7th of May was purportedly communicated to Sowore on the 28th of March. That's 6 weeks into the future. Leonard had become some sort of mystic that you pass the resolution on the 13th of May, you now send this resolution to Sowore to share you have been suspended on the 28th of March. Please, do you need to be a lawyer to see it? That is fraud. But we brought all this out. Irreconcilable issues with dates were so apparent on the document. We clearly explained all this. Somebody even came to come from Abuja and could not even spell the state that you come from. You look at the documents, you see the handwriting, you can clearly see that name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is one person that signed it. The truth of the matter is that there was no NEC meeting of the party that suspended Sowore, either on the 27th of March or on the 18th of May. So we exposed all these things. We even brought the list of the authentic officials of the party and submitted to INEC that INEC has, with the seal of INEC, showing that they are in possession of it. We now juxtapose it, compare it with the list of people who the names purportedly signed this document. And we showed the contradictions one after the other. Believe me, all this was ignored in the judgment. None. We raised issues. None of them was attended to. None. We raised 5 issues. None. So, okay. So the court gave his judgment. Please listen. If you are saying that the African National Congress has suspended Sowore, suspended Dr. Malcolm, Sowore and Malcolm are still insisting that they are the officers of the party, who is supposed to complain? Is it not the party? In these 2 cases filed, the party is not joined in any of them. It is not the AAC that brought these cases against them. AAC was not even joined as a party to these cases. And by law, the party is not bound. So if it is the party that suspended him, and he said, I refuse to be suspended, is it not the party that should complain? We raised all these issues. That was why, with the greatest respect to the judge, The easiest way to give that judgment was to say, oh, you don't even have a defense, I don't even want to look at what you filed. But even at that, I said, look at his own case, leave our defense. That on the basis of his own case alone, this case ought to have been dismissed. So, as a lawyer, I sleep very well at night. I always tell my clients that when I lose a case, I sleep I may be angry, I may be depressed, I may feel bad, but I won't lose sleep. You know why? Because I believe I had done my best as a lawyer. The judge did not say the lawyer was incompetent. Please listen. The judge did not say our case was weak. The judge did not say what we prepared violated any principle of law. The judge said Sowore and Malcolm did not personally depose to their counter affidavit. That's all. That is the only thing, the reason in the judgment. That is for the case at the Federal High Court. And note, because AAC was not joined in that case, AAC is not bound by it. 2, there is no order made against us from sitting here today. So if there's nobody feel that this gathering is illegal, no court of law in Nigeria can restrain a party from meeting. None. Because it is the domestic affairs of the party. So this meeting is lawful and constitutional. There is no injunction restraining the African National Congress. There is no injunction restraining the African National Congress from meeting. There is no injunction that said that in the neck of the AAC cannot reverse the imaginary decision that was taken by the neck of those that they want. Again, now, there's another case at the FCTI court. That one will shock you the most. Please, who knows one Honorable Abuku Bako here in AAC? Abuku Bako, Honorable Abuku Bako. If you have heard that name before, please, I would like to know you so that you can introduce the person to me. Have you heard such name in this party? No. But you people are the leaders of the party. But somebody claimed he went to court. Akpo, this is me, I live in Lagos. For those who are in Abuja residents, you know where Akpo is. I hope I'm even pronouncing it well. Akpo. Somebody went to Akpo, not my Tama, where the headquarters of the court is. Went to Akpo, filed a secret suit. He said his Honorable Abuku Bako is a member of the AAC. He now sued Leonard, claiming that if you even read the things they filed, you'll be laughing. Claiming that he's suing Leonard, pretending to be suing Leonard. But for me, they are one and the same person. Until I see Honorable Abuku Bako, I will not believe that he exists. He sued Leonard, claiming that Leonard was not, in fact, if you see the contradiction, that's basically saying that the court should not allow Leonard to be the acting chairman. But if you read through the process, it's the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob. If you are saying that Sowore was not properly removed, why are you crying more than they believe? I am alive. Harm has been done to me. You want to go to court, sir, to enforce my rights. You don't even have the courtesy to tell me. Okay, even if you don't tell me, the law says you have to join me in that case, sir. You have not joined me, the victim of the action. The political party involved was not joined. And when I was fighting Leonard in court at the Federal High Court, unknown to all of us, there was a secret case filed at the FCT as the second option. So at the end of the day, sir, after I had filed a motion, so that you see what this has to do with River State. After I had filed a motion, meanwhile they had gotten an interim injunction from the Federal High Court without hearing us. For you to grant interim injunction, there must be urgency. You must show that irreparable damage will be done if the motion is not granted. I've not seen the irreparable damage, I've not seen the urgency, the injunction was granted. You not use that injunction, interim injunction, which was granted before we even came into the matter. Wrote to Tawo saying, the lawyer that our candidate in River State briefed, telling him, please, I am now the AAC Acting National Chairman. From today, you are no longer representing the AAC at the tribunal. I am now appointing one Bello. If you know Bello in Rivers State, you know who he is with the PDP. You know the role he played in Rivers not having candidates in APC, not having candidates in Rivers. So he deprived the lawyer our candidate view. Even though as a party we had refused to get involved, we just let our candidate to his fate because he did not consult us. So they now change the lawyer at the tribunal so that you know where this is coming from, sir. Using that injunction. The lawyer now came. This is a lawyer that is saying I am the new lawyer representing AAC. But on the first day of his appearance at the tribunal, he was asking the tribunal to strike out everything that the party has filed against Wike. How can you be working against yourself, sir? Supposing you were working for AAC. He used the interim injunction. So immediately I challenged them and said the injunction should be vacated and showed that all the things he relied on to get the injunction were fraudulently obtained. They now had a second resort, FCT High Court, because we had a motion to discharge the order. The day we went to move the motion, they said, I was persuaded not to pursue the vacation of the order. Let us focus on the substance of the matter, which was the best word, because I had thought that we would get justice at the end of the day. Sir, when they saw that the interim injunction had failed and that they could not succeed, do you know, we now heard, not even from Lagos, no, somebody now called me from Port Harcourt. So are you aware of the judgment made declaring that Leonard is the acting chairman? He said, we are still in court. They said, no, it's a different thing at the FCTI court. I said, I'm not aware. I said, we went to court. They said, on the Blago Kobako, the name itself sounds botanical to me. I said, I've not seen this individual. Sir, if you compare the court document, listen, the same lawyer that is representing Leonard at the Federal High Court is the same lawyer that represented Leonard at the FCTI court. The same relief Leonard was asking for at the Federal High Court is the same relief he was seeking at the FCTI court. If you read through the documents in the two cases, they were just doing copy and paste. They now used that judgment, went, frustrated the petition. As I speak now, Wike can sleep very well. So that's why I started from Rivers. For us not to allow this party to be hijacked. So when you hear that there are court cases, please ask them against who? AAC was not a party to the case. So how can you give a judgment affecting a political party without giving that party fair hearing? How can you say that Sowore was suspended in a case that Sowore was not joined, in a case that Sowore was not heard? So these are all the issues we will fight at the Court of Appeal. But as a political party, what they claimed they did was that they had met and suspended Sowore. The NEC has now met today. This is the real NEC. The NEC will take a decision. So I don't know if I've been able to explain what really happened. Everything was complete shenanigans. In fact, sir, if you see the contradictions in Leonard's affidavit, you know, INEC had written rejecting the purported suspension. I hope you remember. Yes. Guess what? In the case at the FCTI court, they did not even join INEC. Sir, in intra-party disputes, where INEC is the regulator of the political parties, INEC is not supposed to be part of the proceedings. Very well. INEC was not joined at the FCTI court. In the document we filed in court, I even exhibited the letter from INEC rejecting the fraud that they claimed took place on the 27th of May in the mind of somebody. Of March. Yes, 27th of March. Because if you go online, check that date. AAC did not meet anywhere. Even Leonard did not meet. Leonard did not meet with himself on the 27th of March. I challenge him to contradict me. So as I speak now, please let it be on record that the lawyer that was briefed, I have mentioned his name. If they say I'm lying, let them take me to court. The lawyer that was briefed by our candidate in Rivers to petition against Wike, even though as a party we were not involved, even as the National Legal Advisor, we had choose to just leave him to his fate. That lawyer had been changed. The lawyer that is now they brought in is the lawyer now that is doing what Wike wants. So when you now remember that national television broadcasted a fictitious snake meeting live, please, do they not do pro bono in the media?
And they are not here today.
Me as a lawyer, I can, sir, do they do pro bono to cover your events live? Who paid for it? If you are a member of AAC and you believe in your integrity, even if you are sympathetic to Luna, please call him and ask him. Sir, on the day we went to court for the judgment at the Federal High Court, if you see the people this man came with, sir, for sure you were there. For you to work close to Luna, you have to be a very strong person. It was like commander-in-chief.
Body guys.
I said, sir, no body guys, so I believe they were mass SSS men.
And let them come here today.
So you see him walking in presidentially.
Majestic guy.
I said, hey? So AAC is powerful like this. So this is just an attempt by a political contractor to use the party for his personal end. And AAC is rejecting it today. We are asserting our authority today. We are taking back our party today. And we are telling Nigerians that no impostor can reject this party. So please,
Take it back! Take it back! Take it back! Action!
finally, I don't want to hold free for Sowore. He's older than me. He can defend himself. But please listen. In court, Nina said, what did Sowore do? He said Sowore is the appropriated party fund. I said, okay. I have known Sowore even as an undergraduate. Those days as a student activist. When I have problem, I will reach out to him. Sahara reporters will escalate it. We used to go on protest together. I said, Sowore is not a saint. But if Sowore has to come and steal AAC money to feel comfortable, then it's not the Sowore that I know. Now you said Sowore misappropriated party funds. Okay, in law there is what we call particularization. Give me the particulars. Sir, if you are saying I've stolen this water, the law says you must state the name of the water that I stole. The law says you must state the date that I stole the water. The law says you must state the circumstance. In fact, even the quantity of the water that I stole. You said Sowore misappropriated party fund. But in your affidavit in court, you did not state from where this money was misappropriated. Meanwhile, this individual is the signatory to the party's account. This is the same individual that was running the party's account. So Nigerians hate those things. And those who have personal beef with AAC because we are challenging the status quo, they now have something to latch on without asking the questions. So in court, in case somebody asks you, tell them that the National Legal Advisor said it, and that is ready to stand before any human being and affirm, even with a gun pointed at him, that Leonard in court did not state the money Sowore stole, how he stole the money from where. Never. He said Sowore fell to one net meeting. Okay, let us say it is correct. When was AAC registered? August 2018. Even the APC that is looting the Nigerian treasury stay for 2 years, they cannot convene a meeting. Because you know what is involved for us to be here today. So it is not easy. We are talking about chapter chairman of the party and so on. All of us that came here from different parts of the country, you know what is involved. When did we hold our convention? October last year. So who was agitating for a next meeting when we were still fighting to win presidential election? And as at March, that you brought documents to claim AAC was protesting that there should be next meeting, sir. The first quarter of 2019 had not ended, and you said you did not hold meeting for the first quarter. Why didn't you give him the benefit of doubt for it to end? Supposing you even had a legitimate complaint. And I told the judge in open court, I said, my lord, this is the party that is barely 9 months old. And somebody is saying the party has not held a late meeting. I said, no, that is not justiciable. That cannot be the basis for a judicial complaint because it is the domestic affairs of the party. If we say we are not going to hold late meeting for 5 years, it is our business. And if somebody is aggrieved, there are machinery within the party to complain to. And if they are saying people complain, who were these people? So when people are hearing that money was stolen, as the national legal advisor, sir, the only time money came to me or to my office was when we were fighting the exclusion of our candidate in the presidential debate. Even at that, the money that was released, sir, by the party could not put it. I had to use my personal money. So where is the money? We were struggling in the presidential election to even print posters. How much did we raise? 101 million. That APC or PDP can use more than that for a local government congress. We were an ideological party. So when people hear these allegations, they don't want to be interested in the details. Because they want to discredit us. They want our struggle to lose legitimacy. So that is why I'm not very good with the scriptures. I know it's a passage that says something like, if you want to scatter people, go to the head. So they have to. God bless you, sir. That's our pastor coming. So they have to discredit Sowore and don't say it is his business. Because when your leader is discredited, it affects you. Is it not true? Yes. That was why when they attacked Jesus, his disciples fled. So they will come for the leadership. So let us not see that Sowore's problem. By the grace of God, many of us here are struggling as other Nigerians. Sowore is not feeding any of us. He cannot feed me. To come for this meeting, I paid my flights, I paid my hotel accommodation. But because all of us here are ready to sacrifice for this country, we must send a message to Rivers State that AAC is stronger, that AAC is undefeated, that Leonard is a coward, and the cowards cannot win a battle.
Take it back! Take it back! Action! Action! Don't worry back! Revolution now!
Please, if you have any question, I'm ready to answer now. Thank you.
Just a brief comment. Just a comment.
AAC, take it back. I will be brief and direct. I've mentioned my name. I'm Neye Kocha from Rivers State. Incidentally, I'm the acting chairman right now. These issues the national legal advisor just stated actually started from Rivers State. As an ESCO in Rivers State, we saw these things coming. It started from us. When discussions, very, very heated discussions were going on, the party at the ESCO level in the state was not conducted. We didn't know what was happening. We had a candidate then who was the only candidate for governorship in our party that we gifted that position. He didn't even pay us for anything. He didn't even collect. He didn't have money to collect the funds, not expression of interest. We just gifted him. Because, this party was formed very late. And we needed to make our presence felt. And then, when all of a sudden, we noticed that each time we ask him, what are you doing? Let's go from market to market, our usual way. He won't come, or if he comes, he will be at the back. We'll just be touching his phone. And, most of the time, I'll be the one to tell him, because by the grace of God, by my own exposure, and at my level, there's no how I cannot let him know. I say, what you're doing, I don't think you intend to make an impact. He said, no, there are some things they are discussing. Eventually, what was that thing they were discussing? On Wednesday, preceding the governorship election was on Saturday. On Wednesday of that week, there was an announcement that AAC and APC had agreed. And then I quickly called him. I said, Engineer Wara, where did this happen? When? Who went to you? As at that time, I was the party state secretary. I don't know of it. I called Progress. Did you go for those meetings? He said, actually, the candidate. I said, no, you have to tell us. you have to come and tell us as an ESCO if there was any such meeting. Did you contact the national? I called a few persons I know at the national. They said there was no such thing. So where did you hold this meeting? How did you come about this kind of relationship? Because I do know, even though I'm new in politics, that if you want to collaborate as parties, there must be a nexus. And there was no such thing, no meeting, nothing, no agreement. You know, the thing was hush-hush. But when I talked to National appeared not to be too much willing to wear the big stick. You know, and you know, the reason they gave to us was that they needed to be procedural. They needed to understand things. They needed not to take the same Jankara approach that these guys were taking. And it made some sense to me. I said, okay, let's watch what is happening. If you look at the national television, I was a state collation officer in that election. If you can, some of you that watch the TV. And then I made up my mind that I was going to align, because when I talked to the national, I got posts of some of the media reactions of the convener and chairman of the party. And I said, these positions are the positions I'm going to follow. So far, the party has nothing to do with APC. I'm not going to have anything to do with APC. I'm going to go there as an AAC person. The pressure started at the point, we made a formal complaint. I don't know if you are aware, a written complaint at the state level. Did you see the documents? Yeah, those documents were forwarded. Even before those things, you know, when we saw it, I said, no, the national has to come. We have to sit. If I want the national send some officers to come, they say, no, they were in Abuja, they can't come for the meeting. The national is coming to your state to look at some complaints, and you don't want to come. They say, no, they're in Abuja. It's okay, even if you are in Abuja, we're coming as also date, you know, let us meet them. It was when the National Organizing Secretary arrived and all that were to meet that we now discovered that they had to hurry down to that building. And what was the issue? The chairman came, he was apologizing, I'm sorry, this happened, this didn't happen. And then the elections held. The election activity is another kettle of fish. It's not the kind of thing I should begin to bother myself. I just want to respond to the issues he raised. Then after the election, something happened. You know, people started reaching out. If I had meant to call because at the time, the National Legal Advisor, I got his number, I tried to call him, I didn't get him at the point, but I talked to Schultz. There are pressure, people are trying to reach us. What is happening? What is happening? Are we going to, because if you look at what happened with Leonard, actually, our men, our governorship candidate and chairman, started working with Leonard first. That's the truth. They started working with him. They were in Abuja. They were always there working with him. They don't tell us. We don't know about it. They just go about doing their thing. But at a point, Leonard admitted them. It might be that at the point they try to contact you, because the people who do this thing are actually people from the same party they collaborated with. You know, in that same party, they have two wings. Some people are working against that party, and some people are working for the party. You get what I'm saying? The lawyer we talked about is working for one arm of that party. He may have worked in favor of somebody, but he came from within. You know, I'm just trying not to mention names, so I know you understand what I'm talking about. So, at a point, it looks like Leonard now saw that there was another avenue. He now outwitted them and started working for the other. Because on a Saturday, there was, you know, they had as related hearing in the tribunal. We went for one of the sittings. And in the court, Leonard was there, perched right at the front. And I told my people, I said, that is Leonard. What is he doing here on a Saturday? So we talked with one or two national officers that, look, we're seeing this man here. We don't know why. So truly, he has an interest. So as soon as the court finished, we tried to approach him. He ran into a bulletproof SUV. He said, you Rivers people, your problem is so much. You know, we couldn't talk with him. We wanted to know what is happening. That was the day they brought that judgment you talked about. It was an injunction first. They brought it to court to tell the court that the national chairman is here. Look at him. He's sitting there. He wants to change. I was like, what is his interest? And then when we now knew who the lawyer is and from where he was coming, it became obvious. You know, so those are the things. It's unfortunate that River State is being mentioned, But you know, those who did these things on behalf of River State Expo, they were on their own mission. Thank you very much.
So that take greetings to you, our indefatigable, articulate lawyer, national legal advisor. I just have a kind of advice because party has a lot of role to play in this matter. These shenanigans we are talking about, judiciary has become a surrogate to this oppression. Judiciary that we expect to be the last hope for the masses, they have done to another thing. But in my own view, we have done appeal now. Anytime you are going to court, because they have their power, they have their connection here and there, where they can turn black into white, they can turn black into blue. But this time around, you will not lack the situation whereby you will be going to court, will be pursuing it without the knowledge of party. So at this point, the time we came to court, we were aware. So we would have been there. Because by the time judiciary see the protests, your judge see the protests here and there, so he would have cautioned himself. But this time around, because these people that can manipulate at the tribunal, at the first this thing now, they can do and undo. But this time around, so we are not going to allow them. So we, on behalf of the party, the NEC, at the federal state, at federal level, so we are going to involve in this matter. So any time of hearing or any time you are going to we would like to be there. AAC, take it back. AAC, take it back. AAC, take it back. Take it back.
I want to salute the courage of the legal advisor and that of our national leader, Omoyele Sowore. In the course of you analyzing what went on and on within the party and in the court, I actually did a very brief report here, but I'm not going to say it here because I believe after the meeting we're still going to a caucus meeting where I'm going to, because now I think we're on live transmission, so we cannot watch all of this outside. But I want to encourage every one of us that is here. What is happening to AAC has happened in my state before. The FCT High Court is just like a state high court. It's just like Ondo State High Court, or your State High Court, Kwara State High Court. And by virtue of Section 251 of the Nigerian Constitution, they do not have jurisdiction over party matter that has to do with a federal agency like ILF. So we are not bothered about any injunction that must have arisen from the FCT High Court, because it is going to be quashed when it goes to a superior court. It has happened before in this country, and we will not stop with AAC. I'm only bothered with what is going on in the federal High Court. And you did tell us that it has been approved.
No, we AAC for the case at the federal High Court. Even after, sir, I didn't want to say, but you are pointing me now to say this. Even after the judgment was delivered, I have witnesses here. Oshops was in court and others. My lord called me, I stood up, called Jonas' lawyer, he stood up, called INEC's lawyer, the three of us stood up. He said, yes, this is your judgment, it's ready, you can get it after, or just go to the important parts that are important as the court pleases. That is what all of us said. Immediately after the judgment, sir, I submitted an application within a few minutes. I didn't leave Abuja, applying for the certified true copy of the judgment. This was on a Friday. He told us to come on Tuesday. On Monday, I received a call from the registrar of the court that, counsel. I said, yes. I'm calling regarding your application for certified true copy of judgment. I'm sorry to tell you that the judgment will not be available. As you are aware, the court is going on vacation, so my lord will not be around. You'll be getting the judgment after vacation, September. We have 3 months to appeal. I said, but registrar, in my presence, my lord showed us the judgment that it was ready. Why are you saying September? That is the information that I have for you. Call ended. I said, will I tell Sowore this one? He will start going on protest now. I'm trying to manage this thing. How will I tell our party members that we can't even have a copy of the judgment? Sir, on Tuesday, undefeated spirit, I sent my colleague in Abuja to still go to court, because that was the day they asked us to go, to get a copy of the judgment. He was told the same thing that we have to wait till after vacation. But a judgment that all of us were told in open court was ready. So I don't want to make any imputation. You know, I'm a lawyer, I still have to be careful in what I say. But so we started talking, we started reaching out, we started complaining. Even at the lawyer, I had to talk quietly to some people in the profession. So thankfully, sir, God, by the Constitution of Nigeria, authenticated copies of judgments of court must and shall be delivered to all parties within 7 days. So we were waiting for 7 days. But because of the pressure that maybe we were putting on divine intervention, the judgment was given to us. So we have the judgment. We have done the notice of appeal, which we are going to file. But note, I made that point, that that judgment does not stop the NEC from holding. That judgment does not stop the NEC from reversing any revision that was taken that purportedly led to that judgment. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Very well.
Because no court can determine the leadership of a political party. So, for the purpose of our meeting today, the resolution of this NEC, when it is made, if we all agree, would be enough to restore the dignity of our party. So that's what I want to say on that.
One more question before I proceed. I want to believe the notice is still time bound. The notice of appeal that the party is talking about, AAC as a party. I want to believe it's time bound as regards the numbers of days to appeal.
It's 3 months.
It's 3 months.
But like I said, we are going to appeal. I've already.
No fear about that one. That one is the done deal.
So let's not bother ourselves about. We've moved beyond the judgment now.
Good. Now, I want to say categorically that what Leoman, the actual national secretary, did to the party is an aberration, and as a result, it cannot stand. We have a copy of the constitution of the party here. Yes. There are procedures for removing party chairman, which is different from the procedure from removing other executive members and state executive members. And none of these procedures has been followed, either duly or even illegally. They have not been followed. As a result, I am speaking on behalf of my state, Ondo State. I represent them fully here, that AAC Ondo State dissociates itself from whatever Leonard Ezera is doing against the party, and whatever decision is being reached here today as against the person of Leonard. I am 100% in support of it. AAC! AAC!
Comrade, that point you just made, that the special procedure for removal of the chairman, was one of the issues we covered in court, which was not determined. But let's just leave it at that.
Sir, that position you took, can we correspond?
If you want to,
Other chairman, just give it to
Yes, I want to read it out
so that we save time.
no, because of time, it was not accepted at the court.
No, it's not, it was not accepted. The court
did not even look at
the court did not look at
The court did not even look at it.
So to save time,
say something to you. Sorry. Can that fly?
Party.
What he has?
Sorry. Mike.
please don't questions.
AAC
Take it back. AAC, take it back. Okay. Thank you. I want to start by saying I'm grateful to God to be in this meeting today. I'm a bona fide member and a zealous member for that matter of AAC in Abuja. When I heard about most of these things, I was somehow waking, but when I listened to Sowore on YouTube, how the cases were going, I became courageous and strong once again. This matter, if we say we should be deliberating on them one after the other or asking much pressure, we will not live here today, because so many of us know that this thing is fraudulent and it cannot stand. Because of this, the owner of a property don't need to be scared or afraid of another person dragging it with him. I have a phone, even though you have similar phone with me, the content of my phone makes my own different from yours. And besides, AAC has expelled this man. So what am I trying to say? I think to save our time, and because of so many of us, we are here for the purpose of knowing what is going on and to know what the NEC has decided about what is going on. Well, I think we should just go further to other matters.
Straight to the point, right?
Yes,
The business of the day.
the business of the day, because every one of us knew that this judgment cannot stand. And just as my brother here has said, if the court is to sit, any day they have to sit, a day before that day, every ESCO or the chairman and the coordinator should be informed about what is about to take place, so that we prepare ourselves. Because as we are here now, she tell me to go to the street because of AAC matter, right now as I study here, I will cancel all my programs today and I'm ready for that.
AAC!
Thank you.
Please to react to that. This next meeting will take some far-reaching decisions. Please just bear with us. In a few minutes, the draft resolution will be brought, which we are also. So I'm trying to say that what we are saying is that we are all together. Once the draft resolution is brought and we all adopt it, all these things we are saying will be captured. So that has been taken care of. I just wanted people who may have been misguided or may have been misled. You know, there's a way you hear something. If you don't get to know the truth about it, you can be misled. I wanted people who have issues regarding these court cases to clarify. But as I have said, in these two cases, whether FCT or Federal High Court, the African Action Congress that all of us belong to is not a party, was not a party to any of them. Was not. One of the implications for joining a necessary party to a suit is so that that person will be bound by that suit. But even if the party was joined, supposing the party was joined, that there is no judgment that will stop a party from taking decision on motive. The neck of the party has met today. The neck will take decision. By the time we adopt the draft resolution, the whole world will know that we are not stupid. So just give us 2 minutes, the draft is coming. When you see the resolution we are going to take, it will be clear to all.
Thank you very much, our strong and very viable, reliable national legal advisor for this great party. I have these few things to say. I would even prefer not being on live telecast or live streaming, because what I want to say has to do with what we as a party failed to do that gave Leopard the Leonard the opportunity to cave into the heart of our party. What Leonard had done in my place, in our traditional practice, is a sacrilege. Personally, I feel very raped. My political sense is being raped. and Leonard because I feel Leonard doesn't have what it takes to do what he's doing. Why people like me exist is he doesn't have it. Because we created the lacuna for him. How can Leonard be operating as treasurer, as the publicity secretary of party, as acting national chairman, as everything? And our leadership, both local and overseas, are busy doing TIB. In Nigeria today, whether we like it or we don't like it, for us to grab political power, for our voices to be heard, we must have a political party. And that was why we formed the AAC. We cannot form the AAC and leave the AAC and say we are doing TIB at the expense of AAC. Okay. That's how I react to things from paint. TIB is the body, the revolutionary movement that midwifed the formation of the AAC. We are not to undermine TIB. We are going to take part. We must know the